Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. In this video we want to talk about our primary scenario. Within this scenario we've got a short-term bullish and a short-term bearish count we want to talk about, and then we also want to talk about the alternative, which is a bearish wave count, just quickly, just to give you an idea of what could happen if things go downhill. Let's start actually on the daily time frame with our primary wave count. The daily time frame is this one, which shows a 1-2-1-2-1-2 setup. I will probably change this to at least a 1-2-1-2. Take 1-1-2 setup out. That doesn't change anything really. It might change a few projections, but the target's not really massively. The support area was calculated based on that anyway. So just as a heads up, I might take one wave degree out. I just don't believe it. And given that Bitcoin only has a single 1-2 setup there, I don't want to have 3 on the ETH chart. It just doesn't seem to add up. And also from a projection point of view, having just 2 looks better, cleaner, and I think better from the proportions. But you can count 3. Okay, it's a valid assumption, just in case it completely escalates at some point, because it's a very, very bullish wave count. But the idea is obviously primary count wise that we've bottomed here on the 11th of October, that we are now moving up here in a wave 1. We ideally get one more wave up in wave 1. We'll have a look at on the smaller time frame. It could be that wave 1 is already complete, and then we would start the wave 2 pullback soon. But either way, it looks like this wave 1 has basically fulfilled minimum expectations, but it would be good to get another extension higher to possibly 2030 or even 2150. Or there is a Fibonacci projection at 1970. These are key levels to watch should we get a break out of this corrective price channel. So this is the primary scenario, basically, that this is a 1-2 setup. Wave 1 might need a little higher, and then we can come back in wave 2. Alternative wave count would be that basically, this is just an ABC structure, okay? And that we are heading to the downside from here. But the thing is, it's only 3 waves down, so this would have to be some kind of a diagonal to the downside, like in a wave 1, a wave 2, and then A, B, C in a wave 3. So 1, 2, 3, then we would get a wave 4 and a wave 5 to the downside. And that would be basically, again, the first wave of a decline. So this is a very, very choppy count. So it's not really the most probable scenario we're watching for. It's of course possible, but some of you asked me for a bearish count. It would have to be based on the idea that we are coming down in some kind of a diagonal, because the movements to the downside look like 3 wave structures, okay? And the move to the upside, I mean, it's currently maxing it out here. Ideally, I don't want it to break above 1895 on a sustained basis in a bearish count. That would be the alternative, okay? Could also be that this is structured a little bit differently. It could always be some kind of a weird WXY structure. And then we would have here WXY, and then this is an A, B, C, and we would just simply reset this wave 2 a little lower, which is also possible, which is probably the next bullish count. But we are just focusing on what we see right now, and this is the idea that a third wave rally has begun, and we are basically in wave 1 of wave 3, but we still need the first wave 2, the deep pullback, to confirm that. Okay, we're currently just watching what we see, which is the short-term trend is up, but we're very mindful that the structure is still very, very fragile, because especially ETH hasn't made any new highs, and it needs to form 5 waves up, 3 waves down, which is here the 1-2 setup. Looking at the shorter time frame, not much happened. Again, in the primary scenario, we would get one more high, okay? And there are just a few different subwave structures how this could unfold. So short-term bearish would be that we break below yesterday's low. That's at 1852, and it could fill in this ABC structure to the downside. It's just an idea. I'm not very confident about this, but that's one pathway that this primary count could take. And then we could get a wave 5 to the upside afterwards in a more direct extension. We would still see wave 3 extend higher to 1970 roughly, and then 2030, as I just showed you, as structural resistance, and then maybe even 2150, which is the breakout point, the 2023 high. That is a short-term bullish count. It can always happen if we break above yesterday's high. At the moment, it's consolidating above support, below resistance, and it's just consolidating. It is possible that it's filling in this ABC and that we come down in this wave 4 before continuing wave 5. I would see that just as a bit of a pullback trade opportunity. We can, however, extend higher, and if we extend higher from here, I would see it still as a third wave extension, as extension of this move, okay? This move is technically complete, so I'm definitely watching if we get a deeper pullback, and then we could say, okay, this is the next wave, it's the wave 4. But I cannot rule out at this stage another extension. We haven't come down low enough to confirm that we're already in this wave 4. So watching certainly for higher. The question is it more directly or after a pullback? Only the market will decide that. And it is also possible, but that would be on this smaller degree time frame, an alternative that this wave 5 is already over, that this is not going to happen. But again, I would not watch for this primarily until we break below 1684. Because if we already have all 5 waves complete, then on the daily time frame, this would mean that this wave 1 is basically already complete. A wave 1 consists of 5 waves, and then we would start that wave 2 pullback. That's basically the bullish alternative. But in the bullish primary wave count, one more high would be preferred. Yeah, the analysis would definitely benefit from another high in this wave 1, and therefore we'd like to see this additional wave 4-5 section. A more direct extension is also possible before that wave 4 and 5 start, but that's just what the market will have to show us. Certainly a break below yesterday's low at 1852, 1853 would confirm or suggest that this C wave, as I've added it to the chart, is unfolding. But the movements to the downside are only corrective, really. So I will take it off again. People think sometimes these microcounts are predictive, which they are not. They're just giving you a roadmap, an idea where things could be heading. But that's my update about ETH. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.